so today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start making our spider that's going to live in our patterned web. So you're going to take one of the black pieces of paper that was sent to you in your packet. If you have other paper in your house, you can use that too. So I'm just going to fold this paper in half. Then I'm going to cut the paper, and I think maybe parents should probably help with this part. This would be part of our prep. All right. Then you're going to put this off to the side because you're not going to need that part anymore. We're going to try to make our spider just from this paper. So we are going to fold that paper in half. Okay. And we are going to cut down the middle. All right. Now you should be left with two pieces of that paper. One is going to be for the body and one is going to be for the legs. So right now we are just going to put the legs off to the side because we're not going to need it. And we're going to take that paper and we're going to fold the paper in half. All right, now an adult should probably be with you during this part because we're going to cut out our spider, but we're going to make both sides of that spider look the same. So the way that we do that is we use this fold to help us with our cutting. So we're going to take a white crayon or a light crayon of some sort. Let me get that. And we're going to make almost like a bead. And we're going to do it on the fold. So don't do it on this side. So if you open it up like this, sometimes I'll say, okay, guys, looks like you're an alligator. And this is where your mouth is, where your body is. And this is where the opening of your mouth is. You don't want to cut on this side. You're going to want to cut on this side. So we're going to make almost like a large letter B, a capital letter B. Okay. Or you could say this is an M. That's fine too. Okay. Now we're going to cut along this line. Just like so. Okay, so we have this cut. Now, when you open this, ta-da, all of a sudden you have your spider body. Now, this is basically the head. This is the body. Now, the fun thing about this spider is you can now decorate it with crayons. Sometimes I like to make a lot of spots. I'll go on the internet and I'll look at spiders because I do think that spiders are very, very beautiful. And you can get really, really neat designs going on in your spider. So I want you to start coloring your spider. Fun fact, spiders have 8 to 13 eyes, depending on what kind of spider they are. Yeah. So you can make 8 to 13 eyes up here where its head is, and then you can decorate its body, and you can do all sorts of cool stuff. So do that right now, and I'm going to come back and show you how the legs work. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do is we are going to make the spider's legs. So here I have colored the spider body the way that I want it to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on making its legs. Now this is up to you. If you want to make your spider legs really nice and long, you're going to make your folds this way. If you want to make your legs shorter, you're going to fold your paper this way. Now, this is the thing. It's going to be easier for you to make your spiders on this side. But if you want your spiders to be really big, the longer the legs are, the more bounce they're going to have. So this is a really good time for you to practice your cutting and practice your folding. So I usually like to make my spider legs long because I like to have that spider have that bounce. All right, so I'm going to turn my paper so that the long side is facing me. I'm over on this side. So it's facing me. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my paper in half this way. So that's one fold. Then I'm going to fold it in half one more time. Okay. Now you may need an adult for this part to help you, but most of the times people can do it on their own. You're going to fold it again one more time. So you end up with this really, really thin black line. All right. Now when you open it up, you're going to have all of these folds. And if you count the folds, you've got one leg here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is awesome because spiders have 8 legs. Now all you do is you cut on the folds that you made. And be careful because sometimes, you know, the spider legs, they kind of shoot out when you're cutting them. You don't want to lose your spider legs. You want to make sure that you're keeping them all together. All right, so I've got all my spider legs cut out. Now, we are going to practice a fold today called the accordion fold. And this accordion fold is going to help your spider have that bounce. It's going to be able to go up and down. So you're going to take one leg, and we're just going to start. We're going to fold that paper down. So you see how I did that? Got that fold right there. Then I'm going to turn the paper over, and I'm going to fold it up once again. Okay, so you're starting to see a little zigzag line. Then I'm going to turn the paper over. And I'm just going to keep doing that. And you might get to the point where you can actually do it just with your fingers this way. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so I'm folding over, and I turn every time I fold. It might be better to show you this way. Okay, so I fold over, fold back, and forth. Okay, and then I end up with this almost like a spring. So you see, that's how you get your spider to have that bounce. It's going to be a little boing, boing, boing. Okay, so I'm going to put him off to the side, and I'm going to try it again. Okay, so I'm going to fold, turn my paper over, go over again, fold, turn my paper over. And I think the main thing to remember is that you constantly want to turn your paper over because that's what makes that zigzag line happen. Okay, I'm folding over, folding over, folding over. Okay. All right, so I got my second leg all done. All right, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to fold all of your papers, and then we're going to come back together, and I'm going to show you what to do next. All right, so now the next step that we're going to do is we are going to attach our legs to our spider. So hopefully you have still all of your legs. You should have a total of 8. You're going to turn your spider over so you see the bottom part of your spider. And then all we're going to do is we're going to just put the glue around the edges. And we're going to attach the legs wherever there's room. So I'm just going to start with 1, 2, 3. And don't worry if you have to use other parts, like I'm using not its side of its body, but I'm going on the back part of its body as well. Not a big deal. Or you're attaching it to its head. The thing is, you just want to get your legs on. All right. So you have now attached your spider. I would wait a few moments, let it dry, and then we're going to attach it to its web next. All right, so now that you've let your spider dry, hopefully your spider is nice and happy. It's got all of its legs. Okay, so here's the trick. If you glue your spider with its legs really far apart, the spider is going to come out really flat. You want to glue your spider legs close to its body. So you see almost, I'm going to glue it so it's really close. So the more that I spread it out, it's going to become flat. But if I try to do it underneath its body as much as possible, then that's going to make it so it's really bouncing up and down as well. All right, so I'm going to do this with the old web that I created, not the one that I just did for this class. You can see I've probably used this a couple times. So I'm just going to, you could just pick where you want your legs to go, where you want your body to go. And I'm just going to put some glue down, and I'm going to start adding my spider legs to the glued part. All right, now I'm starting with these two, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over to these two. So I want to stick my legs underneath the body. After I figure out where I want those legs to go, I'm going to put the glue down where I want the legs to be, and then I'm going to glue down my spider. And then you can start working around in a circle. So now I think I want to, the tail end of him is kind of sticking down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the legs down underneath the body a little bit more. So I kind of have to figure out where that's going to go. Oh, that's kind of cool. It goes to where I had a spider before. So it's up to you to decide. Do you want your spider to have a lot of bounce, or do you want your spider to be flat? You decide. And before you start playing with your spider, because I know how much we like to play with our spider once he or she gets glued down, once it gets glued down, we want to start bouncing it. We want to start seeing what it can do. You want to make sure that you let it dry. So give it a few minutes to dry, and then you'll end up with your spider. So he's got some nice little bounce. So he's pretty fun. All right. And then you can put him up on your wall. You can do all sorts of things. Oh, you can put him up on your ceiling. That might be kind of cool. Put the artwork on your ceiling, and then your spider web will be coming off of your ceiling. That would be cool. All right, so that is your spider web. That is your spider, and he looks fantastic. Love him. Have a great day, guys.